Hi guys, this is Anil BISHOYI and you're watching me on my channel Passionate World. If you are watching our video for the first time and have not subscribed our channel, do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Whenever we will upload a video, you will get the notification. Friends, as many of you have demanded that we should start a main test series to enable you to be more confident for the appearing civil services, Odisha Civil Services main examination 2020. So that will help you to formulate your answers and to enable you to go for a best quality answer. So in that we will discuss various questions and what can be the best possible answer. So the forum is open for all. If you find that if you can add some more point, then comment me in the comment section, and it is something like helping each other out. And in this particular sequence, today we will discuss the Civil Services Main Examination 2018 General Studies Paper 1 questions. Certain questions we will discuss today, and in that sequence, the question number 1 is: how did the Lord Ripon develop local self-government in India? As everybody know that Lord Ripon is very essential whenever you are going for civil services examination, be it UPSC, be it OPSC. So one has to be thorough about Lord Ripon. They might ask you a question very much similar to this question, but in a little different sense. So you have to be very thorough. So in this particular question, what I personally suggest, try to go in for a little introduction about Lord Ripon, what he was, what was his mentality, and about India, and then main content, how he brought the changes, then finally your conclusion. Conclusion has to be a dramatic and a brilliant one. So you can say the Lord Ripon was appointed by Liberal Party led by Gladstone in England. And what was the characteristic of Lord Ripon? He was very industrious and true Democrat at heart. He was liberal in his approach towards dealing with Indians. Then he believed Indians need to be trained to manage their own affairs, is a point number 1. Then he advocated decentralization of administration, which is first step to local self-government. Decentralization happened during Lord Ripon, and he started to decentralize the centralized power before he came to India. Then municipalities already existed before Lord Ripon, but controlled by municipal commissioners. Lord Ripon removed obstacles in sphere of local self-government by his resolution of 1882. 1882 resolution, he removed that commissioners will be all powerful in municipalities. Then district boards and local boards known as Tahsil or Taluk boards were established. District boards were and local boards known as Tahsil and Taluk boards were established. Members to be elected by rent payers rather than nominated by government. In towns, powers and responsibilities of the municipalities were enlarged, and the members to be partly elected and partly nominated. The members will be partly elected and partly nominated. Then the chairman to be non-official member. The nominated member shouldn't be more than 1/3 of the total strength. The chairman to be non-official member, and the nominated member shouldn't be more than 1/3. Then the management of health, education, road, communication to be under the local boards. Then the local boards were given financial powers. Government retained the powers of inspection. Local boards kept free from government control. He freed the local boards from government control. Then if the powers, government can have the supervisory role in that particular thing. Local self-government acts were passed in different provinces during 1883 to 1885. the work of lighting, then cleaning of streets, sanitation, education, water supply, medical and aid, etc. were assigned to the local boards of Madras, Punjab and Bengal. So these are the things which really brought the true local self-government in India. And you can end this particular question by saying that Lord Ripon brought systematic, administrative as well as functional and financial changes which helped true local self-government to happen in India. And that is why he is called the father of local self-government. You can end by saying this. Now moving to the second question. Moving to the next question. Next question is, give an account of Swadeshi movement. As all of you might be aware that Swadeshi movement was the first pan-Indian movement which culminated into a very strong force, and later on it gave rise to various impact in our national politics. So Swadeshi movement was the first pan-Indian movement, you can say. Then Swadeshi movement, boycott of British goods and revival of domestic production. Then started with the partition of Bengal with Viceroy Lord Curzon in 1905. As you might be aware that Lord Curzon advised Queen Victoria to partition the Bengal and weaken the nationalism which is taking place in Bengal. East Bengal was dominated by Muslims and West Bengal was dominated by Hindus. So he wanted to divide those and weaken India's nationalism which was taking place in Bengal. Then the most successful pre-Gandhian movement, you can say. The chief architect were Aurobindo Ghosh, Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal and Lala Lajpat Rai. Mahatma Gandhi's Swaraj. Mahatma Gandhi's, the word Swaraj had its origin from Swadesh, you can write. The Swadeshi started with the partition of Bengal by Lord Curzon, as I have already mentioned. 50,000 pamphlets were distributed among masses to create a general awareness about British mentality about partitioning the Bengal. The movement led to boycott of British goods, Western clothes, through in bonfires and shops selling foreign goods were picketed. Real motive of partition was political, no doubt about this, and nationalism was gaining. As you can also write, Home Secretary Risley said, Bengal united is power, Bengal divided will pull in different direction. It was one of his statements. The original then social boycott helped. It also economically helped Indian industries to expand their vision to be self-dependent. So you can write it in this way so that you will have a wonderful perspective and the answer will be total, means wholesome. So you can end up by saying Swadeshi movement was the first pan-Indian movement, and it really brought a massive change in India's political scenario, which later gave rise to Gandhian era. And now moving, because this answer writing is taking so much, I will give you tidbits from next question onwards. Only tidbits, and you have to expand. Now we will move to the third question. Moving to the question number 3. What were the proposals in the Government of India Act 1935 regarding All India Federation? You have to satisfy the demand of the question in order to fetch higher marks. So you have to weed out all the things which are not related to this answer in Government of India Act 1935. All India Federation consisting of provinces and princely states. Powers were divided into 3, that is federal, provincial and concurrent. Federal will be 59 items, provincial was 54 items, concurrent were 36 items, federation, then residuary powers with the viceroy. Then federation never came into being as states never joined the thing. Provincial autonomy with abolition of diarchy and provinces were allowed to act as autonomous unit of the administration. Then Act provided responsible government in provinces. The governor was required to act with the advice of ministers responsible to provincial legislature. That means there was so much of concentration in the hands of governor, but he has to work as per the advice of the ministers. It adopted diarchy at the center. Federal subjects were divided into reserved subjects and transferred subjects. It introduced bicameralism in 6 out of 11 provinces. So, which were the 6? One is Bombay, then Madras, then Bengal, Bihar, Assam and United Province. And this were the legislatures were divided into, one is Legislative Council and Legislative Assembly. Voting rights were given. It is also a part of federal, you can say, feature, because people living in the states also got some sort of a voting rights. Then establishment of RBI at the center, that is also a kind of a federal characteristic. Federal Public Service Commission and Joint Public Service Commission on more states. Establishment of federal court in 1937. So you can after describing everything, you can sum up by saying that Government of India Act 1935 was in overall, it's a federal structure creating legislation by British government. So now we will move to the final question of the question number 1 of Civil Services Main Examination 2018 General Studies. Now moving to the last question of the long question of 2018 Civil Service. Trace the circumstances leading to Quit India movement. Failure of Kirk's mission to solve the constitutional deadlock is one of the main reasons. Rise in prices of essential commodities like rice and salt. It was because of high inflation and even non-availability of rice or salt due to war. There is a discontent among the people. Then British following scorched earth policy in Assam, Bengal and Odisha. Then news of the British collapse enhanced popular willingness to give an expression to discontent. People thought that since British are losing the battles in East Asia, if we will do this kind of a movement, then it will help immediate end to the British rule. Then lack of public trust in British rule as people withdrawing money from banks and post offices. Everybody thought that British is losing trust in India. Then racist policies of British shown during the war. What British did while they were returning from the war from East Asia, they made a white road for exclusively for Europeans, and they made a black road for Indians. That showed their racist policy towards India and Indians. Leadership wanted to condition the masses for Japanese invasion. The Indian political leadership thought to condition the mass, if for example the British will lose and will leave out of India and Japanese will come, then what will be our response to Japanese invasion? National leadership wanted to immediate end of the British rule. National leadership, Indian political leadership thought it is the best time to crack a whip on the British Empire. So on 8 August 1942, Gwalior tank, Bombay, Mahatma Gandhi decided to declare Quit India movement. And with this, we came to the end of long question discussion of Civil Services Main Examination 2018. In later videos, we will discuss the bit and other parts. Thank you very much. And if you are new to our channel, do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Whenever we will upload a video, you will get the notification. And share with your friends who are preparing and help them in their preparation. Thank you very much.